Part 4. Lubricating the brailler. With the open brailler facing front, move the carriage to the center. Put 1 drop of watch oil on either side of the carriage on the carriage tube.
Behind the chain.
Replace the carriage knob and gradually rock the carriage back and forth, slowly increasing the distance over the oil to disperse the oil evenly. Next, pour some clock oil into a cup.
1 second pour.
Using a small paintbrush, put 1 drop of oil on the bearings for each of the brailler keys.
The bearings are an inch behind the back of the keys.
Depress the keys up and down several times to spread the oil completely over the bearings. Using the aero grease, apply some grease on top of each bearing and again depress the keys to work in the lubricant. Turn the brailler with the open back facing towards you. To lubricate the cam rods, put some clock oil in a small cup. Dip a medium paintbrush into the oil and brush a light coat on the cam rods. To get underneath, again depress the keys to lift the cams and apply the oil here as well. You can also move the carriage out of your way to get to all the cam surfaces. Turn the brailler face front. Put a light coat of clock oil on the underside of the beam. You will also need oil on the pivots, located on both sides of the paper guides. Again, work in the lubrication.
Paper release lever is moved back and forth.
And finally, brush oil on the top and bottom of the chain. Move the carriage as needed to be sure you oil the entire chain. Also, put some clock oil on the drum cam as well.
Disc at far right of paper drum.
Now put a single drop on the cam spring.
The long spring, running from the right side of the paper drum.
Again, work all the keys to distribute and spread the lubricants.
Flip the machine upside down with keys away.
Now, oil the 12 linkage pin points.
6 at back and 6 at front, just behind the keys. These sit close to the bottom board when it is attached.
Now put a single drop of clock oil on each trunnion.
Behind each grooved roller.
Let's grease both grooved rollers.
The wheel-like metal piece, far left and far right, at each end of the saw-like cell space rack.
Again, spread the lubricants. Note, there are 3 places on the brailler that should not have any oil or lubricant applied. The line spacing pawl,
Near left paper guide knob.
the center escapement pawl,
Behind the line space key.
and the back spacing pawl.
Behind the backspace key.
Now let's clean our rubber roller. Apply some isopropyl rubbing alcohol to a lint-free cloth. Scrub the rubber roller while turning the knob to remove any oil or grease that may have gotten on the roller. The brailler is now completely cleaned and lubricated and ready to be reassembled.